What was the moment you stopped trying to be the bigger person? I lost my wife to postpartum depression. She was still alive, but she turned completely psycho. It started with small things. She told me I didn't work enough when I was working 12-hour shifts in the office, hated me all the time, lightly slapped my mom's face, and that's when I let her do something that I'll regret forever. I let her go to a life coach. Her name was Mystic Echo, cost $500 per session, but money was never an issue for Rebecca's family. They owned half the commercial real estate in town. The first few sessions seemed harmless enough. Rebecca came home talking about energy fields and spiritual vibrations. I figured if it made her happy, then whatever. But one day, when she came back from a 72-hour spiritual retreat, she had a huge smile on her face, the same smile that I had fallen in love with all those years ago. I embraced her, and it was like the room came alive with sparks. "I think I'm pregnant," she exclaimed cheerfully. I froze like a deer in headlights. We hadn't had intimacy in months. She continued. "Mystic Echo told me I needed to invite new masculinity into my divine feminine, and the only way to do that was through raw, asexual exchange. Baby, please tell me." "Yep, but you're not allowed to get mad at me for cheating because you started it." I felt like someone had punched me in the stomach. "What do you mean I started it?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. Rebecca rolled her eyes as if I was playing dumb. "Mystic Echo told me you had been with 3 different women. The psychic impressions were very clear." I stood there completely dumbfounded. I'd never even looked at another woman since we got married. Heck, I barely had time to shower between work shifts, let alone conduct 3 separate affairs. "Rebecca, I have never cheated on you. Not once. Not ever." I tried to reach for her hand, but she pulled away. "See, this is exactly what Mystic Echo warned me about. Gaslighting. Denying my spiritual truth. She said you'd do this." The next few weeks were hell. Rebecca moved into the guest room, and everything I did was evidence of my toxic behavior. If I made dinner, I was trying to control her nutrition. If I didn't make dinner, I was neglecting her needs. Mystic Echo had given her a whole framework for interpreting every action as abuse. But that wasn't even the worst part. Our kids were confused and scared. Our baby girl Sarah started having nightmares, and Tommy went back to wetting the bed. They were at preschool one day when I finally confronted her. We were sitting on the couch together, and I even held one of her crystals to speak her language. "Rebecca, I think we should try family therapy." "No!" she yelled. "I'm not allowing you to indoctrinate the children against my spiritual awakening." That's when I knew I had lost her. And the next day, she got me a gift. It was custody papers. With the help of a legal dream team, her father painted me as a serial cheater who'd driven his wife to seek comfort elsewhere. Mystic Echo provided a sworn affidavit about the psychic evidence of my infidelity. The fact that there was zero actual proof didn't seem to matter. From there, my life was turned upside down. Everyone ate her story up. The pregnant spiritual mother with a toxic, abusive husband. My lawyer told me to hire a private investigator, but I couldn't. I was already pulling extra shifts just to stay afloat. Meanwhile, Rebecca's family funded her entire case. I felt completely helpless watching my life get dismantled at the hands of a spoiled brat and fortune teller. The breakthrough came from the most unexpected source. Kenneth showed up at my apartment one night, looking like he'd aged 10 years. His usual swagger was completely gone. "We need to talk," he said, pushing past me into my living room. "Your mother's been busy." I had no idea what he meant until he threw a black duffel bag on my coffee table. Inside were photos of Rebecca and her affair partner at hotels, text messages, receipts from her spiritual retreats that were just weekend getaways. There were even recordings of Rebecca laughing about making up the negative energy stories. "Your mother hired her own investigator," Kenneth said, pouring himself my whiskey without asking. "She's got everything. The judge is going to see it all tomorrow." I sat there stunned. He took a long drink before continuing. "Look, I love my daughter, but we both know she's a HE. Always has been. Even in college, I was paying off 3 different guys to keep quiet about her. Adventures. The word hit me like cold water. This man had spent months painting me as a monster while knowing exactly who his daughter was. Rebecca got it from her mother," he continued. "The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. But this time she picked the wrong guru to follow, and now I'm exposed too. That psycho life coach has recordings of Rebecca talking about my offshore accounts. Full story on channel, link below."